What is the difference between tithes and alms? Tithing and alms. Because you have a lot of people that feel like, you know, I have to give pastor, you know, 10% of my earnings. Uh, if not, I'm going to hell if I don't. But should the pastor be living off your tithe money? Should he be living off the congregation's contributions? Or should he have his job? Should he be working? Just like every other man. Let's find out. This is Deuteronomy 14:22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed. See that? Your seed is what, the law was. That's what you give. And it wasn't for the pastor. And we'll get to that. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. Verse 23. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, Jerusalem, to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds, and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. See? So it's not money that you give to the pastor or to that person that's going before the Lord with your sins. It never was money. This is verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, Jerusalem, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then thou shalt turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. So, if you traveling long distance, let's say from Houston, and you going to Jerusalem where the temple is, which there's no temple, but you get on the plane, you going to Jerusalem, surely you can't bring your ox or your cattle, your corn, bags of corn and your wine. So you would have to exchange that, turn it into money. And then once you get to Jerusalem, then, you go to the market and you get the wine or the corn or the wheat, whatever you wanted to bring as your offering. See? This verse 26 explains it right here. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusted after. So you're going to exchange that money and you're going to go and buy whatever you want. For oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatever thy soul desireth. And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. And the Levite, here's the point right here, this is the kicker, and the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. So the Levites the ones that were doing the sin offerings in the temple, they didn't have any promise inheritance of land, you know. So it was for the other tribes, the other 11 tribes, to give offerings, you know, for the Levites. it was never it was never for the pastor to sit up and buy Maseratis and Benzes and Porsches, buy 14, $15 million houses with the congregation's money. And you have people in the congregation who can't afford to pay their rent. See, this is never what tithing is for. It's never for that. Now, alms, on the other hand, when you give alms, it's for the body. See, this is Acts 4, verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked. Nobody in the congregation ever had problem. You know, if they had to get groceries or something, you know, that's what the alms was for, to help people in need when they fell on tough times. For as many as were possessors of lands and houses sold them and bought the prices of the things that were sold and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according to as he had need. See, everything that T.D. Jakes, you know, T.D. Snakes and Joel Osteen, all these pastors that's buying these multi-million-dollar homes and stuff, that money is for the congregation. That money is to keep the lights on, and if anyone had need in the congregation, that money is to go to the people, the body. That's not for TD Snakes to live off of and buy those $3,000 suits.